aliens abducted my son. He's different.
So I found a lady there who said that her son was abducted by aliens.
Absolutely not.
We've been dying to do a legit alien abduction story.
What are we gonna do next? Bigfoot? Santa Claus? I've looked into a lot of these alien abduction stories. They're all the same. Some lunatic sociopath trying to make a quick buck.
Ozzy? 8 weeks ago, we went outside to play. I love you.
Love you too.
I looked for him everywhere. Then I found him deep in the woods, 3 miles away. Jonah?
Can you tell me about the incident, Jonah?
I was prepped for my journey home.
Why do you keep Jonah locked in his room?
I am protecting my son.
From aliens?
You don't need to be scared, Ozzy. We found you.
I think they're communicating with him.
It's time to go home.
She's brainwashing her kid with all this shit. This is sick.
I have been visited several times by military officers with no insignias.
Jonah, is there anything that your mom is doing that you might want me to know about?
This property is dangerous.
I'm getting out of here, all right?
Jonah? All you have to do is listen. Jonah?
The final war is coming. It's time to go home.
Paranormal aspects, spiritual aspects, and the behavioral aspects that we're going to be looking into, and not just humans, but in animals as well. And they said this a while back. Paranormal experts say eclipse may affect spiritual activity. They're telling us that, and they've talked about how the birds and bees and plants might act strange. But just like HARP, we not only have what CERN will be doing, and we've actually looked into somebody who works in the CERN lab, and we'll show their video here in just a second. But we also understand now that the dates and times align in a way that really is significant here. So NASA's going to be pointing huge telescopes at the sun, and then what's going to happen is these waves are going to go up. They're going to come back down, and when they come back down, they're going to lower the frequency in our realm. And when they lower the frequency in our realm, certain people will have all these anger issues and all these just emotional issues. This will be a pretext needed for the low frequency demonic entities to be able to enter the realm at an appropriate time. So when we look into this here, we're going to go down the deep aspects of what they're doing with this telescope, but also more importantly, how the scenarios will look and how we can prepare for that spiritually, energetically as well. So they funded this project, tuning into the eclipse radio. This is no different than what HARP does. This is what the radar looks like. It's called Super Darn. And these radars will tell you the locations of them. It's about 35 of them. What they do is they bounce radio waves off the ionosphere, and then they come back down. Their data reveals changes in ionosphere's density, temperature, and location movement. So on top of the solar eclipse having its own effects, it also will be affecting the birds, affecting the animals, and affecting us as well. So this is an amplification off the normal aspects that the solar eclipse already have, and they're going to be basically pushing this transmission into the atmosphere. Somebody says, I'm just tired of this place. I mean, yeah, it just gets more crazy as we go, but again, let's look into something that's really interesting here. Let's look into this radar. The Super Darn radars, 35 plus radars using global coverage, are high frequency coherent scatter radars used to study field aligned ionospheric irregularities. This means that all the Super Darn radars are sent out radio waves which then bounce off the ionosphere and return to be read by the radar. Everything that goes up, it comes back down anyway. It bounces off the dome, comes back down. And I mean, honestly, that's the only reason why it's bouncing back, because of the dome is there. So we're going to read a little bit more into this. Here's one of the telescopes. Here's one of the giant ones. And they go in to say the thinning of the ionosphere known to occur during the solar eclipses. They're going to be using the High Frequency Experiment International Network. And the sites are in U.S., in Kansas, in Oregon, and Virginia. Check it out right there on screen. Look at the bottom. You can see exactly what I'm saying is what is basically coming out. So in those locations, Kansas, Oregon, and Virginia, we want to really pay close attention to if in the next couple of days after the eclipse, how will it be? So if you're in those areas, let us know. And don't think this is just about that area, because this is expanded across. And that's why Canada also did its own scenario. Check it out though, Devil's Comet. So this is what they said. They said Devil's Comet, 70 years, right? 70 years, they said, is haven't been seen the first time in 70 years. 2023, they said the same exact thing about the demon particle. What does it say down there? Demon particle has been observed after inside of superconductor in nearly 70 years. The demon particle is obviously stuff that CERN uses. CERN uses these things. So on this day, when we're talking about this, it makes sense that they would use CERN Collider because they found the demon particle in 2023. And they're saying both of these things haven't been seen in 7 years. And when I tell you about the low frequency aspects, that since they're shooting this at the solar eclipse, when I say that they're doing that because they want to lower the realm's energy, it doesn't mean your energy is going to be lower when you protected it with prayer, spirituality, and the belief you have against these entities. They did an experiment on it. Look at it. What does it say? This was in 1966 when they did this. Low frequency demon-like excitations in small metal particles in their interaction with light. The demon-like collective states can be detected by optical spectroscopy of microclusters. And then the guy who was in this experiment right here, if you look on screen, I'm gonna pull him up. He has a video where he comes out and says, it's a demon, it's a demon, it's a demon. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip for you real quick. It's like 14 seconds. Just want you to see what they're saying right here.
Abnati from UIUC to talk about his brand new discovery in Pines. What do you call it? Demon or?
It's a demon.
Demon.
I think it's a demon.
Demon